The presence of some truly good rules, not the absence of rules, is what defines freedom. Morning routines are frowned upon since they imply having a schedule, discipline, and being more motivated than you truly are. However, if you think about it, you're basically doing the same thing every morning. Even if you don't think of it that way, you already have a morning ritual. Morning routines are frequently made far more complicated than they need to be. Taking an ice-cold shower at 5 a.m. will not transform you into the CEO. In this video, we'll show you how to create your own morning routine that works for you and who you are. There's no nonsense here, just sound advice. Famous actor Dwayne Johnson, also known as The Rock, apparently gets up at 3:30 a.m. every day. He requires some alone time as well as time to exercise. He's been doing it for years and it's been really successful. He even has a mobile gym that his team transports and installs wherever he travels. He stated that getting up at 3:30 a.m. and performing those two tasks are the foundations of his day. Do you have to get up at insane hours now as well? No, not at all. However, there is something worth noting here. When The Rock talks about his morning ritual, it's not about how early he gets up. It's the way he uses the term anchors. He requires something to anchor his own day. He could be one of the most dedicated people in the entertainment industry right now. The Rock can be seen anywhere. He is constantly on the move and spends most of his time with other people. Being able to stay healthy when you're alone is power. We highlighted the impact of taking time for yourself and the benefits it might have on your mental health. The Rock doesn't have much time for himself during the day and enjoys his alone time. Those extra hours he gains by getting up at 3:30 a.m. allow him to do exactly that, be alone. That anchor provides him with sufficient energy to continue throughout the day. He plans his entire day around it and he never skips it. The foundation on which the remainder of the day is built is incredibly important. Have you ever needed to be somewhere at 5 p.m. on a Saturday and planned your entire day around it? At 3 p.m., you're sitting around doing nothing while waiting for 5 p.m. An anchor feels just like that. So, step 1 is to discover your anchor, which is 1. Being alone, and 2. Working out. Consider what you must do each day to function properly. What is it that you can do every day to make your life better? You could have a concept of what's good for you now, but you can't quite put it into words. Here's how to come up with anything if you can't think of anything. Tim Ferriss interviews outstanding performers from many areas and asks them the same questions in his book, Tools of Titans. It's a brilliant approach to receiving compatible input from a variety of people. What's more intriguing is how Tim Ferriss put it all together. Healthy, wealthy, and wise are the 3 sections of the book. Each of his inquiries fall under one of these groups. So, returning to The Rock, his desire to work out and spend time alone falls into all of those categories. Working out is good for his body, and it also helps him maintain his physique, which is an important component of his brand. And besides, he is The Rock, not the Pebble. And 3, alone time allows him to process all that comes his way during the day. So, to determine your anchors, check through these 3 categories and see what activities will touch on at least 2 of them. It's rather simple for health. Go for a stroll or a run or do a home workout. Basically, anything that keeps your body moving while also nourishing it is beneficial. And look, you already know this is beneficial for you. We're not obligated to sell it. Get healthy if you want to enhance your life in the simplest way possible. Your mental abilities will increase, as will your mood. Mentally and physically, you'll be in a better position to make better decisions and enjoy your life more. This is dependent on your financial aspirations for wealth. Not everyone wants or is capable of starting a business, yet everyone desires a better financial situation. Even the tiniest detail matters. Start by educating yourself if you don't know where to begin. Examine what others in your field are doing really well. Watch a TED Talk, read a financial book, a chapter, or listen to a podcast. There are numerous sources of useful information. Now, when it comes to whys, it all depends on where you are in life. Do you have any difficulties? Is there anything for which you haven't found a satisfactory answer? Are there any questions you're hesitant to ask because you're afraid of the answer? This is an excellent moment to address those issues. Find some activities that covered at least 2 of these topics as a first step. You can wonder why not at least one of them, because it's really simple to group them together. While running, you can listen to a podcast. While watching videos, you can work out. These anchor exercises should take between 30 and 90 minutes to complete. Your mornings will be centered on them from now on. They'll also set the tone for the entire day. Step number 2, decide on an hour. When people think of starting a morning habit, they often begin with an unsustainable early wake-up time that seems hip and inspiring. It's like saying, I'll start waking up at 5 a.m. because that's when all the rich people wake up. Yet it's the exact opposite approach. Few people are fortunate enough to have perfect control over their time. After all, new wealth is defined by the amount of time you have to accomplish whatever you want. However, most people will require your presence at some time during the day. You have to get to work, you have to take the kids to school, you have to attend that class, you have to do everything. In fact, the further along in life you get, the more time-bound obligations you have. Because more people are working from home these days, your time commitments may be more flexible. And in that situation, set a time for yourself to begin working. That's approximately 8 to 9 a.m. for some of us, and then you go backward for 2 hours. If you begin working at 9 a.m., you will awaken at 7 a.m. If you start working at 7 a.m., you'll be joining The Rock and waking up at 3 a.m. There's no such thing as a perfect wake-up time. It all depends on the task at hand and what is expected of you. Having a sustainable and consistent habit is more important than having an Instagrammable wake-up hour. For example, if you work night shifts, first and foremost, thoughts and prayers. However, in this scenario, your wake-up time may be 2 p.m., which is perfectly okay. What matters is what you do in the first 90 minutes. The final step is eating the frog. In another sense, you have to do something you don't particularly enjoy. It's an email you keep putting off, a chat you wish you were supposed to have had 3 weeks ago, or a worry in the back of your mind. And after those initial 90 minutes, that's the first thing you do. This is the optimum moment to accomplish it, whether it takes 10 minutes or 3 hours. Your anchors have given you impetus and your production is at its peak. For the past 55 years, Warren Buffett has followed the same procedure. He gets into his car in the morning and travels 5 minutes to work. He stops at McDonald's on the way to have one of 3 meals, depending on how much money his wife put out for him in the morning. He claims to have been doing this since 1967. You could argue that this is an unusual habit, does not make him wealthy, healthy, or wise. But it's something he looks forward to doing every morning, and it's part of his character. You might enjoy listening to the birds in the morning, playing catch with your dog, or drawing. These are some of the characteristics that distinguish you. On top of those anchors, include them in your morning routine. It will make things more fun for you in the long run. And that's all there is to it. It's not that difficult to establish a healthy morning routine. All that remains is for you to put those 3 simple actions into action. Begin with actually waking up, and in fact, stop watching the video right now and set an alarm for whatever you want tomorrow morning. Let us know why you chose it in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video, and if you found it valuable, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community.